name is Cynthia, and I'm 35 years old, and I have had 3 abortions.
My name is Rose, and I'm 59 years old, and I have had 2 abortions and 1 miscarriage.
My name is Brittany. This is my husband George, and we've been married for 15 years. I got pregnant about a year after dating him. I was 18 and George was 25. We had an abortion and never spoke about it again.
My name is Warren, and I'm 80 years old. I was 10 years old, and I was sexually molested. I didn't tell anybody, I didn't tell my parents. I just stuffed it for about 70 years.
My name is Stephanie, and I am 44 years old. I was a young girl who was molested.
I first encountered my sexual abuse at the age of 7, and then again at 13 years old, and I became pregnant at 13 years old. I was a single mom by myself, 13, raising my son. I just found myself in these toxic relationships and ended up pregnant 3 separate times. At the time of each one of my abortions, I felt extremely guilty and alone. I gave up 3 kids, and I always wondered how of a good brother my living son would have been to them.
I was sexually abused from the ages of 6 till about 10. I had an abortion.
I did what I normally did. I ran away. I didn't take on the responsibilities that I should have as a man.
Then we got pregnant with our daughter in 2006, and it hit me right after I gave birth. Our daughter would be 7. This is what we did. And having just complete remorse and regret and shame.
I grew up at home with both my parents, but a very, very abusive dad. So that led me to actually running away from home at the age of 15 and fell into the hands of like a 22-year-old man and thought I was in love. I was a virgin at the time, and he raped me. I became pregnant then with my first son at the age of 16. A couple of years later, I became pregnant by the same guy with my second son. And within 2 more years, I had met another guy and became pregnant again. So I had an abortion. About a year later, I had another abortion. It was just like an easy way out.
I also ended up in a marriage for 11 years that also was abusive. Physical abuse, emotional abuse, and verbal abuse.
When I first got to the retreat, I was very, almost angry.
I was extremely reluctant. I tried to leave, very angry that I was there because I didn't think I needed it.
And I went through it, and everybody had a story. And it wasn't just me, it was about 18 other people.
It didn't have to be a secret anymore. You know, it didn't have to be a secret. I was able to name my babies, and I was able to give them a ceremony that they deserved as human beings because they were humans when they were aborted. Their names was Marquise and Lincoln.
Mercy. Her name is Mercy.
We've memorialized 2,500 babies to this date.
Just to be able to see that what we experienced was truly traumatic, and it wasn't a procedure, it was our child.
I realized that I do have 3 babies in heaven looking after me and my son. If it wasn't for Rachel's Vineyard, I wouldn't have even dealt with the deeper root of my abortions, which is the sexual abuse, which led me to attend the Grief to Grace retreat for abuse.
God freed me from the shame and guilt at Rachel's Vineyard, which led me to learn more about grief to grace. Grief to grace was the place I needed to be to find that healing.
It's changed my life with my wife. I can feel free to talk to my sons. It's just a beautiful freedom that you feel.
I truly received the forgiveness of God.
I've forgiven myself, and I've been forgiven by God, and so it's okay.
Until the healing of Rachel's Vineyard and going to Grief to Grace, I'm 6 months pregnant, and our daughter's 12, and it's through that healing that you can forgive yourself.
We're able to be, you know, just messengers of God, man. Because
Yeah.
I know this has nothing to do with me and her.
It's like it's watching miracles every time.
It will change your life and it will bring you the healing that you need.
What do you have to lose? You're living in your own pain, in your own shameful, guilty feelings. But once you expose those things as lies and you are surrounded by people who understand, who have been through what you've been through, it's just the most freeing feeling in the world. And I always want to be free.
Going to Rachel's Vineyard or going to Grief to Grace, you come out with a heartbeat. You come out with a new heart.